Wow, where do I begin talking about Pender United?
It's in Pender County, one of the rural counties in North Carolina, one of the larger rural counties.
So that gave me the opportunity to help people.
Always really wanted to try to do something for the community, but I just didn't know how or where to start. And then I run into Miss Adams one day and she just asked me about helping. I said, I'll be glad to. And that's where it started.
I'm giving back to continue the legacy. My name is Darlene Adams. I am the founder and the CEO of Pender United. I started helping people in the community because I've been in the community all my life, and that's what I always done, help people. When Florence happened, a lot of people came to my house and said, hey, what we're gonna do this time? And I said the same thing we did last time. We're gonna pray, we're gonna believe God, and we're gonna keep moving.
In 2018, there was a big hurricane called Florence that came through and wiped out this house and other properties that we have further down Thankful Road. And I remember my parents taking pictures of them in boats going around the house, just trying to survey the land, because that was the only way they could travel through the water. It was just that high. The helicopters landed on the yard to take them out of here. The sheriffs were making sure people couldn't come down here because there was no way of getting out once you got in. And I remember how they were stressed out being displaced from their home. They moved into a cousin's rental property, but it's not the same when it's not your home.
With Hurricane Florence, it totally devastated with 30 inches of rain approximately in this whole entire area. It was the storm was monumental, and it flooded out not only this church family but the entire community around us. So whenever we were all out and we all had to work on not only building the houses back, but also don't forget about the church. You'll see how high the water was. The boats that were riding in, they actually rowed a boat up to the front door and got out and waded through to get things that they tried to get through that they could salvage. But the water was, if we were standing here now, it would be well over our heads.
When the Hurricane Florence came through, I had applied for some help because the storm, I was living in a camper. The storm picked my camper up and dropped it and busted. And I tried to get some help from every angle I could, and nobody would help me. And that's how I ran into Miss Darlene.
When Hurricane Florence happened, there was a big communication problem. There were resources available to community members, but they did not know how to access those resources. It was a big disconnect especially with communities that were underserved already and communities of color. There are people who have been displaced since 2018. There are houses that are still damaged, full of mold, and people are still waiting for these houses to be replaced. It was just so devastating that we felt that we needed to get involved.
I've been with Pender United since 2018. I played a whole lot of roles.
Pender United helped out in disaster recovery, preparation, but we found that there's a lot of parts to that. There's advocacy. We also work with other agencies within the community to help them in the areas that we're kind of gifted in. We saw the importance of getting the older people, as well as some younger people, teaching them how to use their devices, because it's a mobile society. So not only do we need to know how to read and how to write, we need to know how to use technology.
My name is Albert Leach. I'm originally from Bladen County, but now I'm more of a Pender Countyan. I've been here for 20 years, and I am the tech person for Pender United. My wife was with us. Her name was Laverne, and she was my pusher. She helped us with the technical part. She did the presentations, just whatever we needed her to do. And so we lost her in July 20, and I just continued to help.
I started working with Pender United when the first flood was. And I am glad because Darlene has taught me a lot and helped us a lot.
With Pender United, it gives us the ability to be able to put those resources back into the community to help people that really need help.
They were our connection to the county to make sure that anything that came into the county that we were aware, they made sure that we were contacted and we are still doing okay and are prepared for the next storm. So they have just been monumental when it comes to the knowledge that they have and making sure that it gets disseminated appropriately, especially in our community.
Just the presence in the community is helping bring the community together. I think that's especially important in light of the pandemic.
And that's what we should be doing as people, helping one another. You know, it's just about helping one another. That's basically what Pender does.
It's just inside of me to help people.
I can definitely say I'm glad I'm a part. I am glad today that I'm a part because I think that that's what God wants me to do. Go in the highways and the byways and serve the people.
It's good to give back when you got the time. I got time.
If you try it all by yourself, you're bound to fail, all right? But if you get this person involved with that person and this person with that person, and then you all have these touches and things can happen. And we proved it, you know, from the small beginnings of Pender United. You know, now we're a household name, you know? I mean, I just wouldn't know what to do here without Pender United as, you know, my guiding star. And I just love it. You know, I love what I do.
I have been all over the country, all over the world, but there's no place like home. Nothing like being able to walk around barefoot and go to the river and stick your feet in and things like that, and be able to come home to church where everybody knows your name and you're not just a member. So the community means everything to me.
We're one big community and we're stronger when we work together.